Welcome back to Graveyard Dance. Today, we're diving into a real-life mystery that happened over 100 years ago. It's the story of Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti, two men whose trial and execution sparked debates about justice and fairness that still resonate today. Our story begins in the early 1900s, a time when many people from different countries moved to the United States seeking better opportunities. Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti were among them. Both hailed from Italy. Sacco was a shoemaker, and Vanzetti sold fish. They worked hard to build new lives in America. However, not everyone welcomed immigrants warmly. There was a lot of suspicion and prejudice, especially against those who held different political beliefs. Sacco and Vanzetti were anarchists, meaning they believed in a society without a formal government. This belief made some people wary of them. On April 15, 1920, a robbery occurred at the Slater and Morrill Shoe Company in Braintree, Massachusetts. Two men, a paymaster named Frederick Parmenter and a guard named Alessandro Berardelli, were carrying the company's payroll when they were attacked and killed. The robbers escaped with the money, leaving the community in shock. The police began investigating and eventually arrested Sacco and Vanzetti. They were found carrying weapons and were known anarchists, which made them suspects. The authorities believed they were involved in the robbery and murders. The trial began in 1921 and quickly gained national attention. Many people were interested in the case, not just because of the crime, but also because of the political and social issues it raised. The courtroom was filled with tension as the trial unfolded. During the trial, the prosecution presented evidence linking Sacco and Vanzetti to the crime. This included eyewitness accounts and ballistic tests on the bullets. However, the defense argued that the evidence was unreliable and that the witnesses were inconsistent in their descriptions. Sacco and Vanzetti claimed they were innocent. Sacco said he was in Boston applying for a passport at the time of the crime, while Vanzetti said he was selling fish in Plymouth. They had people who supported their alibis, but the jury was not convinced. The judge presiding over the case, Webster Thayer, was known for his strong opinions against anarchists. Some believed he was biased, which raised concerns about the fairness of the trial. Despite the doubts, the jury found both men guilty. The verdict led to widespread protests. People around the world believed that Sacco and Vanzetti were convicted not because of solid evidence, but because of their political beliefs and immigrant status. Demonstrations were held in many countries, calling for a new trial. Over the next few years, several appeals were made to overturn the verdict. New evidence emerged, including a confession from another man, Celestino Medeiros, who claimed he was involved in the robbery and that Sacco and Vanzetti were innocent. Despite this, the courts refused to grant a new trial. In 1927, as the execution date approached, the governor of Massachusetts appointed a committee to review the case. After examining the evidence, the committee upheld the original verdict, stating that the trial had been fair. On August 23, 1927, Sacco and Vanzetti were executed in the electric chair. Their deaths sparked further outrage and became a symbol of injustice for many. People continued to debate the case, with some believing they were guilty and others convinced of their innocence. In the years following their execution, the case remained a topic of discussion. Books, articles, and plays were written about Sacco and Vanzetti, keeping their story alive and prompting ongoing debates about justice and prejudice. In 1977, on the 50th anniversary of their execution, Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis issued a proclamation stating that Sacco and Vanzetti had not received a fair trial. The Sacco and Vanzetti case teaches us important lessons about the justice system. It shows how prejudice and fear can influence legal proceedings and the importance of ensuring fair trials for everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs. It's also a reminder of the challenges immigrants have faced throughout history. Sacco and Vanzetti came to America seeking better lives, but they encountered suspicion and discrimination, highlighting the need for empathy and understanding. Their story encourages us to stand up against injustice and to question systems that may be influenced by bias. It's a call to ensure that everyone's rights are protected and that justice is truly blind. Today, the case of Sacco and Vanzetti is studied in schools and discussed in legal circles. It serves as a historical example of how the legal system can fail and the importance of vigilance in protecting civil liberties. As we reflect on their story, we are reminded of the importance of fairness, the dangers of prejudice, and the need for continual efforts to improve our justice system. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Sacco and Vanzetti's story is a powerful example of how society must strive for justice and equality for all. If you found this story enlightening, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Also, be sure and check out all our past work at graveyarddance.com. Pick up some merch while you're there. Trust me, you'll love it, and it helps support our channel. Till next time, thanks for watching.